Hey, what's up, everybody? Ron here with Above Board Gamer, and today I have a treat. I finally got my copy of Wonderlands War. This game is by Druid City Games and published by Skybound Games, and it is awesome. Now, I say that because it's beautiful, the minis are beautiful, everything is beautiful. It's easy to call this game awesome. I don't know how many times I will play this game, but this is definitely one of those games that has to sit in my collection forever because it is gorgeous. The artwork is amazing. The components are amazing. This game is everything I was hoping that it would be. At first, I was a little hesitant. I'm like, do I get a game just because I'm a fan of the IP of Alice in Wonderland? Then I started to see some playthroughs online. I was like, those minis look really awesome. And I broke down. I had to get it. I actually saw it at the store. The retail copies are available. And you know what? Those cardboard standees look beautiful. This game also comes with all the cardboard. I was able to take a look at that. They look awesome. But this deluxe edition is sick. Definitely a must get. If you're able to get your hands on it, I got mine through the Skybound website. Highly recommend you check to see if there's any pre-order still available. This game is worth it, especially if you are a fan of board games, you're a collector of board games. If you're deep into the hobby, I feel like this is a game that needs to get on there. Also, I like the fact that originally I think they were slated for like 3 to 5 players. They brought that down to 2 players. You just have to basically block off one of the zones every round, so that's a place you can't really go fight in. I'm excited to try it out at 2-player. I got a chance to play it at 3-player, and it's awesome. We had so much fun, tons of laughter. Everybody loved these baggies. I mean, look at that. I mean, don't you just want to play it just so that way you can just have your chips in one of those bags? It feels a lot like Quacks of Quedlinburg when you're pushing your luck, drawing chips out and hoping that you don't bust. In this game, when you're fighting someone, you're pulling chips out and that strength gets applied. So it's a lot like Quacks of Quedlinburg, and I really love that mechanic. The push your luck, pulling chips out of a bag. I actually upgraded my chips in Quacks of Quedlinburg. I got them from Board Game Geek shop, and it just amplifies the game. It also has that feeling like Root, where you have meeples on the different zones so that you can have control. And like in Root, not necessarily exactly like in Root, because in Root everybody's very asymmetrical, but in this game they have each one of the Wonderlandians that you are controlling, they have special abilities that can be unlocked. So the core gameplay for all of them is exactly the same, but they each have a special ability to make them feel different enough so you're wanting to run in there and actually like try everybody out. And all of these components, I can't stress enough, they just so tactile. I love the feeling of them. And when you first see these minis, I've seen them on the internet, but when you actually hold one in your hand and you're looking at the love that went in there and the mold, it's absolutely beautiful. And I wish I could paint these. I just don't have. I feel like I don't have the dexterity maybe to paint these. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, so it's like, I don't know how to teach myself, but I really wish that I could. My wife is very interested in painting these. I think we're probably going to get a set online. I have another game that I don't really play all that often that we might learn to paint minis using that game, and then as we get better, we'll move on to these. But these molds are absolutely fantastic. The way that they feel in your hand when you get to put a castle out, it's very exciting. The experience itself is definitely heightened by the IP, by the pieces, the game flow, the way the game plays. Look at this Jabberwocky. That thing is awesome. Everybody wanted to, right at the beginning of the game, everybody's like, oh, let me see your character, let me see your character. Everybody was looking at all the minis. We actually were passing it around the table so that everybody can look at it. It took us probably a good hour before the game even got started. I love that unicorn. This game is definitely for those who are looking for a fun group game. I think this game probably plays best at 4 and 5. We did play it at 3. It was still a lot of fun, had a lot of laughs, but I think at 4 and 5, it's probably like the chaos would make it more fun. Everybody will have a chance to, pull one of these Wonderlandians, either get their chips or their minis onto the board. It affects the game state so much. It's fun. I enjoyed organizing all the game trays. It's very therapeutic. So it was nice to have the game trays there available. I like the fact that it's pretty easy to identify which of these miniatures go into which space. I like the fact that there's room for everything. It makes the game easier to set up. When you have it on the table, you can leave all the miniatures in their home and then just kind of grab them when you need them. That was top-notch production value there. This is a storybook so that it can get you caught up to speed as to what's happening in Wonderland and why there's so much war. I will leave that for everybody to read. Highly recommend taking a look at that. I'm not sure if it's on the internet, but if you can find it out there, it's an awesome story to check out. Also comes with these amazing prints. I mean, look at that. It makes me want to go out and get like 4 different frames so that I can put them up in my room. Though I'm not necessarily allowed to have posters in my room because I think I would have a million posters and my wife would be like living in a movie theater because I would have the poster for almost every movie. Also, this board. I don't even know how to describe the feeling of walking over to the table after it's all set up and seeing this giant, beautiful board. And, everybody commented like, oh my God, it's the table from the Tea Party. And what is this and what is that? And then like, as you're playing the game, you notice how much care went into the design of that board. And there's all these little tiny images everywhere that it's awesome. I highly recommend getting this game, even if you get the retail copy. These are all the player mats. One side is for 3 to 5. The other side is for 2 players. I'm really glad they added the 2-player. I was so worried I was never going to get to play this game. I want to say 90% of all the games I play are 2-player games. And after playing 3-player, I can see how this can be fun at 2. So I'm excited to try that out. But each one of those player cards, they all have special abilities. They start off with one unique ability, and then you can unlock more as the game progresses. And look at this game tray. Everything needs a game tray. I wish every single game I bought came with a game tray. And I've bought some inserts for games like after the fact. So like my Root has the original insert. Of course, now with the Marauders expansion, I need some other storage solution. These are those cards. Every one of the chips you get has a special ability. So these are the allies. Basically, it comes with 4 of each, A, B, C, and D. And you want to start off with A. And all that changes is what the chips can do. So on your first game, you'll start off with A. These are the Wonderlandian cards. And with these are either minis or chips that'll get added to the board or your bag, and when you pull them out or you place them on the board, they have a special effect and they give you something. Those were a lot of fun. I think we started really using those on round 2. This game has a lot of things going on. It's probably about 15 or 20 different things that are going on per turn. These are the quest cards. We really didn't get to use these until round 3. We just kept forgetting that you have to go to a certain place and you have to have a certain amount of action chips in order to be able to score those victory points. And it's just not something you're thinking about when you're learning the game for the first time. So that's definitely something we're going to be doing more in the second playthrough. These right here are the wager cards. These were a lot of fun. You basically, if you're not in the battle and 2 other people or 3 other people or 4 other people are fighting, you can bet on who's going to win. And then these are the Tea Party round cards. So you have round 1, then here's round 2, and they basically go around the table, and wherever you stop, you'll get whatever's on that card. And then here is round 3. That was a lot of fun too, because you're like, I really want this. It's going to get a lot of people out, but I'm going to have to get some of those shards, and you don't want shards. Shards are bad. And then the creme de la creme, my favorite part. These little chips. Oh, they're just so pretty, and they feel so good in the bag. And like I said, I had to upgrade my Quacks of Quedlinburg to the plastic pieces, so I knew that when going into this game, I was going to need to have those upgraded. This right here are the promo cards to get added to the Wonderlandians. This is the storage tray chip. I thank you. Thank you so much for putting this in the game, because look at that. It's just a sight to behold. It makes setting up and putting away the game so much easier. And then the game state is absolutely beautiful. Here I set up a 2-player game. Again, those are the allies and Wonderlandians, and those are your castles and your supporters and your main cards. And the board, it just all looks beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe tell a friend about it. Let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. Thank you again all for watching. This is Above Board Gamer, and I'm your host, Ron.